Hey, 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 welcome, welcome. It's Friday Reads Live. Excuse my lateness, but I had to make my cup of tea. So, how is everybody? We have in the house Lola, welcome. We also have, wait one second. Uh, Okay, okay. And we have Jennifer and Alicia, welcome. Billy, welcome. See, welcome. How is everybody on this lovely Friday? Have sun here for a change, but it is a little kind of on the frisky side. It's not hot anymore. It's quite feeling like the beginning of fall is arriving here in Normandy. Hey, Fatima, how are you? Happy Friday. So, what am I reading? Okay, so I will be starting Razor Blade Tears. This is book three of S.A. Cosby. Let's see how many pages we got on this one. It's like a little bit chunkier than the other. This is 319 pages. Yeah, I'm gonna get to it. I think I'm gonna start this one tomorrow, maybe. And I'll also be reading the final revival of Opal and Nev. I'm gonna start this one tonight. It's pretty chunky too. It's like in the 560 pages. So I'm excited about like trying these two. I feel like this is the one that everybody loves the most from S.A. Cosby. Everybody tells me it's the best. You read it really fast, and I've heard nothing but good things about. I have not heard a bad thing about this book. So I'm expecting these both be really, really good reads. So that's what I'm reading today and this weekend. So what are you guys reading? Hey, Latrice, welcome. How are you? Yeah, Epinev is good. That's what I hear. So I think it's right because, like I said, I haven't heard a bad thing about it, and this I've not heard a bad thing about either. So um, I'm expecting this to go pretty well. So I'm doing really well on my schedule. Um, so I think I'm going to finish everything before the Festival America starts. So that's a good thing because it was a lot. It's a lot to read. I still have this one. We are haunting, and I don't have it here though. Crook Manifesto. I still have those to read, and also all the sinners bleed. All sinners bleed. That's another one I have to read as well. So I think I'm doing pretty good considering. Hey Teresa, how are you? So what are you guys reading? Oh wait, let me see. Let me see anything. What are you guys reading? Let me know. I'm curious. Uh, oh, the Lost Love Songs the Boise Sing. Very good. The Inmate by Frida McFadden. The Inmate. Okay, I didn't hadn't heard that one. Oh, it's for book club. That should be interesting to hear what everybody says about that. And Heaven My Home by Attica. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. I have not yet read a Frida McFadden, but I think I will be reading one with my book club here in Normandy because it was chosen for us to read this school year. So I'm not sure what I think about that, but we're gonna see. We're supposed to be reading The Housemaid, so I'm not really sure if that's gonna make a very good book discussion. But if anything, if you don't like it, we can complain about how bad it was. I don't know. I don't know. Um, Tracy's about to read Mississippi Solo, Eddie L. Harris. That's an excellent book. We read it in my book club, Read So Lit. And we had Eddie L. Harris. He's fantastic. You're going to have a lot to talk about. It's a really good book. Let's see. Jennifer says, "Oh, you still raise tears to read. Okay, but you really enjoyed Blacktop Wasteland. All Sisters Bleed. Yeah, I enjoyed Blacktop Wasteland. It was good. Um, so yeah, I think now it should be okay because I got out of my darkest prayer. Then I went on to Blacktop Wasteland, and that was real good. I was like, oh, this is so different from what he wrote in my darkest prayer. So I was like, yeah, this is we on to something now. And then so now I'm gonna be on to Razor Blade Tears, and I know this is gonna be good because like I said, I had heard a bad thing. And I love the fact that it has at the bottom, two fathers will have their vengeance. Okay. I love a good vengeance now. I'm happy with that. Let's see. Pam Pam says she's about to start Annihilation. Oh, by Michelle Houellebecq. Yeah, I don't like this man Houellebecq. I don't like him. Um, but happy reading. Got to read what you got to read. Nicole said happy Friday. Happy Friday. Amala said the inmate is meh. Okay, uber predictable, and I don't really like the voice of the protagonist. I wait. I knew who the op was. Okay. Wait, the thing keeps changing. From the beginning, I don't like that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, anything that's predictable is always that's always a little bit to a certain extent disappointing. Hey DL, how are you? Happy Friday D. What are y'all reading? Um, okay, so DL is reading All We Were Promised. I've heard this title before. Wait, let's see. Historical Black Fiction by Ashton Lattimore. Probably will get into some romance as well. Okay. Amala said listening to it on audio. Someone needs to recommend what her best book is so far, or I may never pick up another one. Ooh, child. Okay. Pam Pam said, if I hate, I DNF easily anyway. Okay, well, yeah, you do what you gotta do. You know me, I DNF in a minute if I don't like it. Um, Tracy says, has anyone read anything by Dorothy Koomson? No, I have not, but Dorothy Koomson is like a household name in the UK. Like she is straight up, she's the business when it comes to writing like mysteries and just stories about families that have stuff that happens in them. She's the business. So I have not read anything by her, but I do have on my TBR to read from her is I don't know exactly what this it's a trilogy. I think it's either a trilogy or duology. I think it's a duology, and I think it's called The Ice Cream Girls. That's the one that I have on my TBR to read from her. uh, the Ice Cream Girls was a hit back in the I want to say early 2000s or something like that. And then she wrote a sequel or whatever to that. So it's a duology. Um okay, Dale said she doesn't like Frida McFadden. You're not the only one that has said that. There's quite a few people that have said they're not a fan. So that's why I'm saying I don't know if I'm gonna be a fan either, but we gonna find out because I got to read it. I would have normally not picked up this Frida McFadden, but since it's on our book club list, I'm gonna have to read the damn thing. So we'll see if I like it or not. I might be like you, DL. It's like, no, I'm not a fan. Welcome, Tosh Reads. How are you? What are you reading? Amalola said to Tracy Rivers, Bukola raves about Dorothy Koomson, but no, I've not. See, Bukola should know. She lives in the UK. I've always heard that she's the business and she writes some really fantastic books. So, yeah. Hello, Curtis. Welcome. Happy Friday. Curtis is still reading Harvest of Empire, A History of Latinos in America by Juan Gonzalez, and After the Hurricane by Leah Frankie. Should be finished with both books by end of weekend. Okay. Uh, okay, so Amola says, I know dramatic, but that's how much I'm not liking what I'm reading. Well, see, there you go. You have it right there in a nutshell. Okay, so D said finish The Talk by Darren Bell. It's a memoir. And trying to finish Man-Made Monsters. I've been too busy outside and haven't read much. Okay, well, we got days like that. I think there's nothing wrong with having those days where you don't read anything at all. Life is lifing. Jennifer said, read The Teacher from Frida McFadden and found that one super predictable too. I will probably try The Maid and nothing else if that one doesn't impress me. Yeah. Well, this is the complaint I often hear about Frida McFadden is that her books have a tendency to be predictable. For me personally, that's a bad sign because the whole point that you're reading a thriller or this kind of mystery is so that you are surprised. So if you're reading it and you're not surprised and you pegged everything and everybody, that's not good. That's a little disappointing. Let's see. Tracy said yes. I've heard she's big in the UK. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm gonna read. I don't know if that's the best one to start with, but that's the one I'm gonna read. So you do what you want to do. It's not a problem. Okay, Nicole finally finished House of Stone. What a doozy! A doozy? What do you mean by what? That's a doozy. What do you mean by that, girl? Your book is good. What do you mean what a doozy? Come on now. So Nicole's reading The Bee Sting now. Seems like it will be quick despite length. Yeah, I hear it is a quick read, but it's a roller coaster, I hear. Um let's see. I'm gonna said exactly book club. The things I do for the people. Yeah, well, you good girl, because yeah, like I probably if it wasn't my book club, I'd just probably not go, if I didn't like it that much. I probably just wouldn't go and I would just like, oh, I'm busy, I can't make it. And then I would DNF the book. But I gotta be there and I gotta read that mess. So here we are. Tashri said hi. Reading Call Baby, okay, by Morgan Jerkins. And The Street by Anne Petrie. Very good. Birdie, hello, welcome. How are you? Birdie is still reading Lion's Pride, and also reading an anthology called Never Whistle at Night. Oh, okay. That sounds spooky. Amalola says to Nicole, gasp, House of Stone, slander. I know, right? Come on now. It's not a doozy. That's an excellent book. I mean, I love a book who it has like historical fiction, you know, undertones and things that like a fiction book will actually make me stop reading and get on the computer and start looking for information because something in the book has just, I've just learned something or just freaked out because of something I didn't know. And House of Stone was the book, the fiction book who did that for me. I thought that book was fantastic. That's a 5-star book. So anybody who's watching this, the people that aren't talking but are just listening, I highly recommend House of Stone. It's just really, really, really good. Let's see. Okay, Pam Pam said I just bought the new book by Yuval Noah Harari. How does he say his name? Harari, I think it is. Um, yeah, a lot of people like Sapiens. I don't know what's the title of his new book. I knew he had a new one out, but I just don't know what the title is. Teresa said I didn't think The Maid was predictable at all and was surprised. Okay. Jennifer said The Bee Sting. Nicole, that book has one of the most impactful full endings she's ever read. Okay, so you're in for a ride. See, everybody that describes it says it's so like it's just everything is popping off. I'm surprised the Bee Sting didn't win more literary prizes. I'm not sure how many it did win, if it did win any, but I think it should have won more from the way. Oh, a doozy's a positive term? I thought it was okay. Usually when we say it's a doozy, it's usually not so good. But okay, if you say it's a good, you give it's positive. All right. I'm like I'm alone. Oh, okay. Um, hey Billy, how are you? Billy, I'm getting a kick out of your stories. Your stories are cracking me the hell up some days. It's so funny. Um, she's finishing Jazz by Toni Morrison. Okay, very good. How are you getting along with Jazz? Is this like a 4 or 5 star for you? How you feeling about it? Let's see. Hey Rosa, how are you? Rosa, you read The Bee Sting. How would you describe it? What did you think about it when you were reading it, The Bee Sting? I would distinctly remember you enjoyed the book. Okay, so I'm a Lola says she likes the people in person. I like the people in my in person book club too, but sometimes they don't be picking good books. I'm just saying. Oh my god. Uh, a doozy means something extraordinary, but it also has negative connotations, I think, as well. So I'm not used to people using doozy in a good way. But thanks for letting us know, Nicole. Hey Margaret, how are you? Happy Friday. What are you reading? Okay, so his new one is called Nexus. Okay, yeah, I did hear this title. A history of information networks from the Stone Age to AI. That might be kind of good. I'm just saying, that sounds like something that'd be interesting. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I don't know it in a positive. I don't see people using it in a positive way. So that's why I was like a doozy. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? But magnitude, yeah, that means like it could. It's not magnitude can be also good and bad. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, so Pam Pam says she has the bee sting on her TBR as well. It won the Nero Gold Prize. What is the Nero Gold Prize? I don't even know this award. Never heard of it before. The Nero Gold Prize. Let's see. I don't know this prize at all. The Nero Gold Prize. Okay, yeah. Right away it pops up with The Bee Sting, Beat Close to Home by Michael McGee, debut fiction. The Swifts, strong female character by Fern Brady to win 30,000 pounds. Let's see. The Nero Book Awards celebrating outstanding writing by great authors living in the UK and Ireland. Okay, never heard of it before. So it says each year a panel of judges choose which books from the past 12 months they most want to recommend to others for their quality writing and readability. That's interesting. Quality writing and readability. That right there is that's the word that's jumping out at me. From a short list of 16 unput downable books, a winner will be named in each of the following 4 categories: children's fiction, debut fiction, fiction, and nonfiction. An overall winner given the Nero Gold Prize for the book of the year will also be named. Okay, I might have to catch up with this This sounds like an award that's something that interests me because the idea of giving an award to a book that is unputdownable, I feel like that this is something that a lot of the other prizes are not thinking about. So I think it could be interesting to follow that one a bit closer. Uh, okay, so Tracy said, came across the book entitled We Came to Welcome You by Vincent Tirado. It's that it's about dream house nightmare neighbors. Child, look, I'm living that. A nightmare neighbor, I'm living that. I don't need to read about it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to pass on that one. Teresa said, yes, the definition of doozy is something that is extraordinary, outstanding. Okay, that's good. Um, Billy says, oh, she's well, very good. Yes, your stories are hilarious, girl. I look forward to seeing your stories. Okay, so Billy says she's enjoying jazz very much. There's so much going on with these characters. Now, I'm going to ask you a question because this is something I've heard people say. I've heard a few people say this about reading jazz. When you're reading jazz, does it feel like what it your does your reading feel like when you listen to jazz music, if that makes any sense? Because I've heard a couple people say that the style of jazz is written in the manner of in which you hear jazz music. So I'm curious here if for you it's the same. Rosa said the bee sting was incredible, so layered, over 600 pages, and I could have read more. Okay, very good. Rated at 4.5. All right, very nice. Margaret said she stayed up late to finish historical romance till 2 a.m. Wow. Portrait of a Scotsman. E. Dunmore, but it treats social causes, so I was sucked in. Okay, very good. A romance that treats the subject matter of social causes. That's very interesting. Why not? Mm, okay, so Teresa sounds like I need to read the Bee Sting. Yeah, the Bee Sting is on my TBR as well. I would love to read it before the end of the year, but 600 pages. I got a lot of long books to get through towards the end of the year. I don't know if I'll make it. I might try. Hey Keisha, how are you? Welcome. What are you reading? Happy Friday. Hello. I'm not going to lie. I've mostly been sleeping today instead of reading, but planning to finally finish Mirrored Heaven by Rebecca Roanworth. Sorry. Because I told myself I can't start a new book. Yeah, you need to finish it because Keisha is notorious for starting books and not finishing them and picking up other ones and starting them. Girl, you better finish that book first. um, okay, so Nicole says yes, the word could be used possibly positive and negative. Meant it positive. The author really did her thing. Thank you for that. That you said that. I know you. I know you. You really mean that. Um, let's see. Yeah, Keisha, finish the books first. Girl, come on. Hey Tinley. Happy Friday to you too. So Kinley is reading Soul Kiss by Shay Youngblood and Yonder Come Day by Jasmine Holmes. Is Yonder Come Day, is that a romance? I'm not sure I recognize the title. Nicole said Beast Sting is a big ass book. Yeah, I know it is. It's a big ass book. But everybody says it reads really quickly. No, you cannot. Well, you could throw it in your bag. It just depends on how big your bag is. How big is your bag, girl? Get a bigger bag. Or just read it on ebook. Call it a day. Teresa says to Nicole, I thought you were reading Cutting for Stone, but I see now you said House of Stone. No, she was talking about House of Stone. She finished. Girl, my neighbors. Child. I just act like I don't see them, and I try not to act like I don't hear them. But their kids are so damn loud. You can't miss them for the block. Birdie says, "I'm doing. Oh, you're doing right. I'm doing fine. Um, syncopation and whatnot. Wow." Nicole says to Teresa, "Yeah, Cutting for Stone is probably on my TBR." Okay. Cutting for Stone is also another kind of biggish book because I remember when I read the paperback version, and I remember there was a lot of solid text, and I remember the text was tight on the page. So it's quite a long one, but it's so worth it. So worth it. Definitely, it's one you need to read. Cutting for Stone by Abraham Verghese. Let's see. Jennifer said Nightmare Neighbor 2, but as long as he stays sober, he's not too bad. Oh, Jesus. You got it worse than me then. Hoping he stays on the wagon this time, so I sympathize. Lord Jesus. Okay. Amalola said, please tell me again what the read along book for October is. The read along book for October. Um, let me go get it. Don't have it, so I'm gonna have to show you a picture of it. It's upstairs somewhere. I'll show you a picture of it. Let's see. Okay, it's this one, The Secret Diaries of Charles Ignatius Sancho. Okay, so if you need me to write it in the chat, I'll write it in the chat. That's what I'll be reading with Michael and Tatiana for Black History Month in the UK. Um, yeah, Shay Youngblood wrote Black Girl in. I haven't read it actually. Dee said that's her too, starting a book and then moving to another one. I know that's just. I feel like that's just a sign that you love books and you want to read them all. Yeah, it's a long read. It's yeah, you got to stay concentrated. Okay, so you do see that. Billy says jazz is like a jazz band freestyle, very complex improvisation, but orderly. There you go. This is what I heard a couple people saying. I thought that was fascinating about it. Yeah, Amalota's is in the Read to Lit book club. You have the lovely hardback of what? Jazz? Jazz is a love story. I don't know. I haven't read it. Hey, Lex. Happy belated birthday, Lex. How are you? Happy Friday. Okay, so Lex says she's been thinking about reading some older works of Eric Jerome Dickey, but she doesn't know which one to start because his new stuff is not it to me. My favorite of his old is Milk in My Coffee. That's my favorite. Milk in My Coffee. Another good one is Cheaters. That one is hilarious. that was so funny, Cheaters. And then the other one, what is the other one that I really like? Ugh, I can't think of the name of the other one though right now. I can't think of the third one, but Cheaters and Milk in My Coffee. Yeah, those are two really good ones. Those are kind of old. Um, I'm listed 4 years and count. Um, Tinley says Honor Come Day is a compilation of WPA slave narratives. Okay. Combined with a positive story of a fictional main character. Okay, interesting. Uh, yeah, his earlier books are really good. Oh yeah, the UK. Yeah, I have the UK cover. The UK cover is very. This one is the American cover, which yeah, I mean it's not bad, but I prefer the British cover, which looks like this. I much prefer that cover. Let's see. Okay, Tashika, welcome. Happy Friday. Tashika says she's reading The Sacred Place by Daniel Black. And this could be us, Kennedy Ryan, loving romance now. Okay, very good. I have the October read along book started a few pages already, keeping my attention. Okay, my girl starting early. Okay. Um, Nicole says, I can't remember if I read Paradise or Jazz. I haven't read Paradise and I haven't read Jazz and I haven't read Love. So that's where I need to get. That's where I need to get to. But I'm probably most excited about getting to Paradise. Not so much about Love and not so much about Jazz. I have a feeling because Jazz I already tried to read it once and I couldn't get into the flow. Love I've not started yet, but I haven't heard a good thing about Love. So I'm not sure about it. So I'm excited about Paradise though. Uh, okay, Tracy said jazz is like Miles Davis and some Roy Hargrove compositions. Latrice said she finished The First Ladies the other day and loved it. Okay, very good because not a lot of people talked about it, so I wasn't sure what was happening. But I'm glad to hear you enjoyed it. Currently, Latrice is reading The Naked Sun. Ooh, you going down the hardcore sci-fi. Isaac Asimov, The Naked Sun. That's my husband's line. He likes Asimov. Um. Okay, The Other Woman is your favorite film. I have not read The Other Woman. I might need to. I think I even have that. I might have a copy of The Other Woman. I have not read that one though by Eric Jerome Dickey. Let's see. Nicole said she thinks Comfy Cozy Up likes Eric Drum Dickey. She may have some Rex. Yeah, I think a long time ago she may have done some backlisted Eric Jerome Dickey. I'm not sure though, but it seems like maybe she has. Um, let's see. Amalola said to Latrice, Uh, she hopes to get to it this year. The First Ladies Art World says sister, sister, friends, and oh, that's it. It's friends and lovers. This is the one that I was thinking. Now I couldn't remember the title. I like that one as well, Friends and Lovers. I haven't read Sister Sister, but I have read Friends and Lovers. I would recommend that one as well. Cherie said Between Lovers and the Gideon series is very good. But yeah, I didn't particularly care for the Gideon series too much, but I think I did read Between Lovers. Yeah, the British cover is very nice. I'm not mad at the American cover either, but I prefer the British cover. Okay, so Latrice says she would not don't compare the first ladies to the personal librarian. Um, Victoria Christopher Murray carried the book for her in Latrice's opinion, but she still loved the story. She hopes they still keep writing together forever because they stay with the hits. Yeah, they seem to work well together. Because what surprised me in the personal librarian is how seamless their writing was. Like you could not tell where one ended and the other one picked up. And that to me is the key when you're writing, when two people are writing, this you shouldn't be able to pick up. And in a lot of dual writing projects, this is not always the case. I'll give you a perfect example of that is, oh, what is that book called now? I can't remember what it's called. It's I think of the name. It's the one that Inta Soki gave with her sister. That one you could tell the two different writing styles. It was very evident. Although I liked the book very much, you could still see that there were two people. You could see two people were writing it. Uh, Art World is reading Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. Uh, Tashika said, yes, starting early, sis. You know, life be happening. I know what you mean. She has the American cover. Okay, cool. And the book is a nice size. That's important. Yeah, you don't want a tiny ass print. I was like, nah. And she can tuck it in her tote bag. Very nice. And will be reading on the train into work. Girl, you got it going. You got it planned. Well done, Tashika. Happy reading, girl. Teresa says, I loved First Ladies too, and was on the island alone waiting for you, Latrice. Everybody waiting for Latrice to say, okay, the First Ladies was good, was good, was good. That's hilarious. Pam Pam said she bought Asimov Foundation series after watching the TV show. Okay. And she needs to start soon. I didn't realize they had made it into a TV show. Oh. Um, okay, let's see. I'm currently reading 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. And we'll be reading A Love for Ricky Wilde. Okay. Okay, so Tracy says she hasn't read anything by Asimov in eons. Okay. Okay, so Curtis says he's excited to read Paradise this month for his book club and is a part of Raymond. Oh, Raymond moderates. Okay. This will be his first Toni Morrison read. Ay, yeah, 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 yeah. That's bad. I would not start with Paradise as my first Toni Morrison read, but can't be helped. You're in the book club, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. But I would have not suggested you read that first. I would suggest you read something like um, Bluest Eye or Song of Solomon or one of those, Sula, one of those to read first. Okay, Tashika said she enjoyed Fly Girl by Eric Jerome Dickey. I thought Fly Girl was Omar Tyree. Am I tripping? Yeah, I thought it was Omar Tyree. That's not Eric Jerome Dickey. Fly Girl is Omar Tyree, I think. Um Sister Sister. Okay. Um okay, Tracy says Virginia DeBerry and Donna Grant were a seamless writing duo as well. Pam Pam said Apple TV made Foundation. Okay, I didn't know that. She thinks they've said it's inspired by rather than adapted straight from the books, but thought it was fantastic and visually stunning. Okay, yeah, Tar Baby would have been a better start as well. I don't think Paradise would be a good start, but that's just me. That's just because I look at it like a little bit of a transition. By the time Toni Morrison wrote Paradise, her writing style had started to shift into something else. Her core work, I feel, is her best work and is the best place for people to start with Morrison, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Y'all ain't got to take it, take it as you want. Um, Teresa said she didn't see anyone else reading First Lady and rushed to read it and felt so lonely. Well, I don't feel like you shouldn't feel lonely. I mean, you just go out, you read the book, and you make your opinion. You say, "Yeah, I like that book," or "No, I ain't like it," kind of thing. When I started reading Yellow Wife, nobody else was reading Yellow Wife. But once I had read it, I knew it was a really good book, and I didn't care who didn't think I was right saying it was a good book because it was damn good. So you just have to read the book and just stand by your opinion, whatever that is. Okay, so we are correct. It is Omar Tyree did Fly Girl. I mean, I knew that, and I have not read Fly Girl, but I just knew the title. I knew it was Omar Tyree. Hola, hola, Alba. Oh, okay. So Alba loved Paradise, so I guess you're gonna be all right. See, but I also think it's very complex, lots of symbolism, as usual. Uh, okay. Oh, you weren't in the mood for Asimov? Is that what you mean? You weren't in the mood for it, but you loved it. But you knew you'd love it. Okay, so Teresa agrees with me that her earliest works are her best as first reads. Her first was Sula in freshman English in college. My first was Bluest Eye. Then I went on to Sula. Then I went on to Tar Baby. And then we went on to Song of Solomon in a college course that I took on Black women writers. Let's see. Jennifer said Beloved was her first Morrison, and she doesn't necessarily recommend that as a first Morrison read either. But she did love it, but makes you work for that one. Yeah, you got to work for it. Oh, in the mood for First Lady. Okay. You weren't in for the mood for it, but you still loved it. So that's great. That's great. So we know that it's, what would you rate it? A 4 star? Okay. So Rosa says she wants to read Paradise Jazz. She thinks it might get more, she might get more from them now. But you can't beat the early Morrison works. Like, tell me, girl. You ain't got to tell me twice. I know what you mean. They are the business. Those concrete beginning works from her are just, they are everything. Like, when you can pick up one of those books and you can read them three, four, five times and still keep seeing stuff that you didn't see the time before. That's when you know that's some good literature right there. Um, Nicole, no, Latrice said 4 stars for First Ladies, probably closer to a 4.5. So she might change it. Okay, so I'm gonna go with 4.5 then, because that's what it sounds like you're going towards. Um, okay, what movie you talking about, Nicole? Okay, Rosa said she really, really enjoyed Home. I enjoyed Home too, but it was too short. I needed more pages. I needed girlfriend to give me 50 more pages. It was too short, but I really liked it. It's just too short. Okay, DL said she's supposed to be reading jazz with the Stacks podcast, but she said she just doesn't have the same taste as others, I guess, because she hasn't made it through a book yet. Huh? Mm, okay. Oh, Beloved is a movie. I didn't watch the movie. Mm-mm. Nope, not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. To start reading Toni Morrison, it's any of her beginning works, like I said. So, The Bluest Eye, Song of Solomon, Tar Baby, what else? Sula, her beginning works. Those four right there, any of those four would be a perfect place to start. Yeah, and you're correct, Nicole. Tar Baby is also a very good one as well. It's it's easy enough to read and understand and to digest, and it is entertaining. It is entertaining. Okay, so Margaret says she's got 35 pages left to finish Master Slave Husband Wife. I've heard so many people have read that book and think it's really, really good. Margaret says it's well written, but a curious register of narrative nonfiction. Okay. Cherie said books are always better than the movie. I guess. Um, some people would say no, that sometimes the movie is, shows the themes better. I would say I would agree with you because I often when especially when I really, really like a book, like I refuse to watch the movie because I know it's gonna piss me off. I'm gonna sit in the movie theater and I'm gonna be angry. I'm gonna be like, what the hell is this? That didn't happen. She didn't do that. Oh no, that minimized this. And so I just opt to not go to watch adapted movies of books that I love. I won't do it. I will do it. Thank you, Teresa. No, we didn't already talk about this, Lex. You might have not been there the day we talked about this. God Help the Child is the book that she should have never written, in my opinion. All her friends just said, "Don't do it, Toni. Don't do it." Mm-mm. Do not like it. Did not like it. And did not like it so much that as soon as I read it and hated it, I got it the hell out of my house really quickly. Sorry. No. Some movies improve on the book. Yeah, I guess, but I haven't seen any that have. So I don't know how to, I can't really comment on that. Let's see. Nicole said she read the Queen's Gambit show removed some offensive content from the book. Sometimes a movie and show edit in a good way. Possibly. I've not read. I didn't know that the Queen's Gambit was a book when I watched it until I finished watching it and I heard that it was adapted. And I did like the film, but I had not read the book. So I mean it's possible that some movies improve on books, but I don't know. I just avoid them. I avoid them when it's a book that I really, really love. Tracy said, God help the child wasn't one of her best. No, it was not. It was not. Oh, that literally talks to the screen, is complaining about everything. That's me. So I try to make sure that I don't do that. That I don't go and see, like I would not go and see uh if somebody did an adaptation of The Last Thing You Surrender, I would never go see it. They will never ruin that book for me by making me sit through some half-ass film that they're gonna put together. Because you know it's gonna be half-ass, right? I would never do that. I would preserve the two times I've read the book, I would preserve those memories in my mind, and I would not have them clouded by some cheap ass film. I can't. I can't. I just can't. That's just how I am though. I don't particularly care for adaptations that are just not good. I don't like it. But yeah, you know how it is. It's like it'd be like that. Okay, so Nicole complained about the first Color Purple movie, but now I appreciate all the adaptation. I complained about some of the first about the first Color Purple movie as well, because there were just some things to me felt lost in translation on film, and some things that they just weren't even they didn't even come through. They weren't even there. Um, I have seen the latest adaptation, so I don't know, but I have a feeling that one would have some things lost in translation as well because it's a musical. So automatically, there's going to be some things that are not going to be very translatable. They're going to be translatable in a different way than when you're reading a book. So yeah, I'm not a fan of these adaptations, and at the moment, that seems to be what Hollywood is clinging to the most, or book adaptation, because clearly they can only have enough writers who can write an original script that makes sense, that will sell. So we better get used to the idea of more and more books being adapted to film, because that's just like the period where we are. They're not getting enough really good original manuscripts. So yeah, I totally, it's not really my cup of tea to go and see these adaptations. I guess I would go to an adaptation if I didn't know it was adapted from a book because I hadn't read the book. And sometimes you kind of think those things are really good, but then later on you find out it's a book, and then you read the book and you're like, "Oh, what was that?" So, so Margaret says she has a good musical adaptation though. Singing the emotions can really work. Well, I don't know about all that because I know a lot of people who just do not like musicals, period. So for me, that's what I feel like is what is going to be the issue in the long run, is that they just people don't like musicals so much. But like if you look at something like Les Miserables, that musical was very, very popular. And it's very emotional and gut wrenching and it was very popular. So you might be right about that. I don't know. Bye. If you can come to a karaoke session, you would know these people. Well, let's see. When was the last time I went to a karaoke session? Years ago. It was years ago for somebody's wedding, and we went to like a was for a hen party, and we went to this bar. It was a karaoke bar, and there were a lot of people there singing various different songs, but I could not sing. But that's what karaoke is. You got to sing it from the soul, even though it doesn't sound good when it comes out. But I guess I don't know. Let's see. Nicole says I would argue that most movies based books, like crime shows based off of Edgar. Yeah, I can see that, or based off of Pride and Prejudice. Yeah, I mean those are yeah. You can see how things are loosely based off of those types of books. But that then brings me to where are all of the script writers at? Like, you mean to tell me you can't find a person out there who can write an original script for a movie without ripping off somebody's book or a portion of somebody's book? Like, I feel like that's a sad state of affairs, in my opinion. It's very sad that they can't write original script. Like, what? What the heck? What the heck is wrong? Very odd. Um, but be that as it may, that seems to be what's happening, which you said, Nicola. They are ripping off, pieces of different storylines. But I feel like we could possibly be getting the same with books as well, where some books are starting to feel like others that we've read, um, that similar storylines. Um, I can't give you an example right now, but I had thought of one. I was thinking about it a couple days ago, and I was like, oh yeah, that book really felt like this other book. So I feel like that's just because you can't invent the wheel anymore, hardly. You really have to be, yeah, you have to be one savvy person to be able to come up with a story that's so very different than that's already been read, and I feel like that's the issue. Oh, okay. So Keisha says she thinks that one of the reasons they have been doing this, there are so many adaptations, is because it has a built-in audience already. I can see that too being a point of reference because it's true. Then they don't have to worry. They don't have to spend all the time selling it because it has a whole it has a whole audience behind it. Like if you look at something like Harry Potter, that audience was enormous. You had kids reading it, you had adults reading it. So when it went to film, they didn't have to work so hard. Everybody knew what it was. Let's see. Nicole said people do stick to form. My brother arguing with me about a zombie story not making sense. I'm like, but zombies aren't real. So how can a story about them not make sense? Well, that's the thing. I feel like, we had the same issue with what was that? The vampire thing. So the vampires could go out in daylight and they would glow or I don't know, shine or something like that. So that kind of like defied a little bit of what we thought about, yeah, Twilight, what we thought um about vampires, because normally the vampires are supposed to be sleeping in their coffins during the day and go wandering around at night. So I can remember people saying that that was, that didn't make sense because vampires aren't supposed to be out during the day, but these vampires are glowing or shining in the daylight kind of thing. So I feel like even though your brother's arguing with you because clearly your brother is a lover of zombie stories, and so there are some, how do you say, built-in zombie laws in the storyline. And so when people come and change them, it's like they're changing the whole code within the storyline of vampires or zombies or whatever. So yeah, canon lore, exactly. Like, don't touch the lore. Like, how dare you make those vampires be out during the day, twinkling in the daylight, when they're supposed to be sleeping in the coffin kind of thing. You know, not very serious subject for me, but because I don't really, get down with all this zombie and werewolf and all this mess. But some people take that pretty seriously. They do not like people messing with their, yeah, with their lore, how things are supposed to be laid out. So that's the thing. Pam Pam said the new BBC adaptation of Dracula had it that the daytime thing was just a myth. The vampires even came to believe. Okay, why not? And Margaret said at some level it's messing with expectations, which can be done well or not. Yeah, true. But here again, if somebody doesn't try to do something a little different, then it's just going to fall into constant, how do you say, constant being able to know what's going to happen next. And oh, that's never going to happen because they can't do this. But I feel like if the person can, like the way Melissa Meyer turned the vampires around and saying that they can be out during the day, which is kind of twinkle, or glitter or whatever the hell it was. It's kind of original. She made it work within the realms of what she was doing, and people bought it. They were able to accept that, as a difference. So I don't know. You can't invent a wheel. You got to do something. I do something different. Yeah, it's gonna be predictable, very predictable. Did I watch the latest Count of Monte Cristo? Yes, and it was a travesty. It was awful. Yes, it was a French film, but it was a joke. Like I thought it was gonna be bad. It was very bad. I wish I hadn't watched it. I was kind of pissed off. But there were some parts that were very good, and the audience we were all laughing at in some parts. Everybody was laughing together, which made me realize everybody was laughing had actually read the book. But I would not recommend you watch it if you can see it in English. It's not worth it. It's shit. Let's see. Birdie, the part that is also hard with film adaptations is you're fighting with someone's head canon of what they thought of while they were reading it. Yeah. But not only that, you're fighting with someone who maybe has taken out what you thought was crucial that they had taken out of the sequence of the story and covered over with something else or just ignored it completely. That's even worse, because you feel like there's a real break or disconnect in the telling of the story. Um, Albert says, or how dare you remake a fairy tale with a person of color? It's a fairy tale, exactly, exactly. It's a fairy tale, so anything goes. anything can go. Um, and I feel like some people are willing to let go of some of their, hard gripped on stereotypes. Um, yeah, well, I kind of figured it would be that because we're talking about a book that's over 1,000 pages in English. In French, it's 4 books to read, The Count of Monte Cristo. So how you gonna turn a movie that is 4 books into a 3 hour movie and still fuck it up? You know you're gonna fuck it up. You're gonna leave stuff out. You know you're gonna like really important things they leave out. And the ending, my God, the ending doesn't even match the ending of the book. It's crazy. Yeah, because in French the books are small. They're paperback. Uh, they're like maybe this big, and they're paperback. Because here in France, the paperback reigns. It's what people buy them. That's what we access the most to. In France, they think of books as something that is portable that you can carry with you. So they make it the size that you can just put in your bag. And so the Count of Monte Cristo is 4 books because it's like over 1,000 pages. But the movie was a disaster. Oh Jesus. I just was like I wanted to scream when I was watching it because I was just like, this is some bullshit right here. That's what I was saying in my head. This is some bullshit right here. I just was not happy with it. I just was like, nope, not gonna work. Not gonna work. Well, if you don't like big heart, yeah, and the paperbacks are even smaller than this. I don't have one here. Wait, I'll get one so you can see what it looks like. So here's one right here. This is what they look like often like this. So I'll put this one next to it. You can see the size. It's a little bit smaller, and it looks like this on the inside. But so this is Razor Blade Tears. This cost me like 13 euros. This book right here, 3 euros 50. Okay. So and it's floppy. Okay. So this is what you read. This is what a typical paperback looks like, as opposed to a typical paperback for an anglophone. So that's the difference. It's the price is cheaper. And I bought this in a bookstore. Ben I bought this in a bookstore, and it was 3 euros. It was even cheaper. This is says 350, but I paid 3.33, 3 euros 33. So they are into making reading is accessible. It's not something that is supposed to be for rich people or something like that. No, everybody should have possibility to buy a book if they want. And the libraries are there as well and are free for people who are unemployed, or who are like if you've lost your job and you're looking for another one, you can get a library card for free. And if you want to buy a book, you can easily find a book that's very affordable. So yeah, I think I will read The Count of Monte Cristo in another year or two. Yep, the US has gotta scam you out your money. Wait, let's see. You should have done essay copy on audio. Adam Lazard White did award-winning performances. Okay, well, I might be doing Razorblade Tears. I might do immersive reading, so I'll be reading and listening together for this one. But I did like the character Beauregard in Blacktop Wasteland. I wish he would make like a series with Beauregard. I think that would be great. Yeah, I think library cards should be free for everyone, but they're not free here for everyone. It depends on what kind of town you live in. I live in a town that's about 26,000 people, so they do make you pay. It's still not a lot, but they still make you pay. Did anyone watch Kindred by Octavia Butler? It was a series, right? Was it good? I did not personally watch it because I think it was on Hulu, but it had issues because I think we talked about this when it came out that it had issues. Some of the changes, the story was kind of weird. But no, I did not watch it because I don't have Hulu. But I don't know. Maybe somebody in here has watched it. I don't know. Oh, the audio for Razor Blade Tears is amazing. Well, yeah, I'm gonna get the audio. Um, I'm gonna get. I think the audio is on. I think it might be on Everbrand. I'm not sure. Mm, is it on here? Nope, it's not on here. I'll have to get it on. I'll have to get it on auto. Okay, so Rosa said no. Nicole said to Rosa that she didn't appreciate, I guess, the adaptation of Kindred. Couldn't finish it. The changes offended her personally. Yeah, well, I'm not surprised they messed that one up. I knew that's what was going to happen. Pam Pam said she can't get Hulu either in the UK. Not sure if it's in somewhere else here. Yeah, I don't know. I tried to look to see if they would maybe get it on Amazon Prime here in France, but it never showed up. I never saw it. But after a few people said some things that were changed, like there was a thing I remember somebody said, you know how Dana's husband is a white man, and in the series, instead of Dana being married to the white man, they make the white man her boyfriend. I remember somebody specifically saying that was a change made, and it was just completely against it, and didn't understand why it had been changed to that. Okay, I'm gonna be listening out for Adam Lazar White. I'm gonna be listening for that for him when I'm reading Razorblade Tears. But yeah, so I don't remember who it was who said that they couldn't that they didn't like it, and there was this change about Dana and her white husband, which actually became her white boyfriend in the series. And I was like, wow, okay, that's a weird change to make. And I think they talked about a couple of other things too. There was somebody, I don't remember who it was, who said that they actually saw it though. Because I do not have Hulu. I do not have access to Hulu. So not for me. Okay, guys, it's that time. Yeah, married couple in the book, but not married in the show in that show. Yeah. I remember that it being the thing that whoever it was talking about it. That was one of the first things they said. And I said, well, that's odd because that is kind of a crucial staple of the story that should not be changed. But they changed it. So there you have it. Have a great weekend, Keisha, and happy reading to you too. Have a good weekend, everybody. Get your good reading in. Enjoy the hot sun while you can. I don't know how much of it we're gonna have before it just starts blatantly cold because I'm a little chilly these days. But anyway, have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next Friday. Bye.